one of my best-selling book was The Night After Wedding. It was titled The Night After Wedding. And I'm also the CEO and founder of Raising Daughters Foundation. It's actually an NGO that's geared towards helping women to be value creators. Because I actually realized that women are actually the pillars of the home. When you hold them back in progress, you hold the world back in progress as well. So I actually came out with that foundation to be able to give women that self-enablement and then give them skills. Apart from education, they should also have skills to also give them that self-esteem. Because when a woman has a self-enablement, it eventually have that impeccable self-esteem because of his, at least be able to fend for ourselves. Because before I came with this foundation, I actually grew up in an environment, in a very competitive environment. My father had 3 wives. So growing up in that kind of environment was a very challenging and competitive one. That even when my father died, after my father died, it was not easy for us. Because my mother was just at home. She had no handwork, she had no skills, she was not doing anything. So it was really difficult. And I said to myself from that very onset that once I become a woman and I grow up to a stage, I'm going to hold a foundation. And I'm going to ensure that every woman outside their education, they have 1 or 2 skills outside education to be able to fend for themselves. So I actually did that and I executed that plan, and it's actually working out. Bringing women together, teach them vocational skills. And apart from them, I'm also a relationship expert. So I also try to teach them on relationship, which is a very vital tool, especially young girls before getting married. I prepare them for marriage because my book, The Night After Wedding, is actually a book that's actually preparing young girls for marriage. Because something I notice about women, they don't actually know what marriage is all about. Marriage is a journey you've never embarked on before as a single girl. So you need the geography of your destination in order for you to arrive safely without asking too much questions, because you can be misled. Most young girls actually think that the wedding ceremony is the marriage. How elaborate your marriage is, the beautiful wedding gown and every other thing. No, there's more to marriage than what you think. It's not what you see on Facebook. It's not those beautiful pictures. No. No matter how elaborate your marriage is, it will not determine the success of your marriage. What determines the success of your marriage? It is indeed your preparation. They say when preparation meets with opportunity, the end result becomes success. You do not learn how to shoot a gun in the battlefront. You learn how to shoot a gun before the battle begins, or else you become a victim. What do you understand about marriage? What is your knowledge about marriage? Are you ready for it? Are you ready to raise children? Do you know the implication of raising children, the stress that is involved? It's not just a fancy fair. You just get there, pull off your wedding gown and everything. No, the wedding ceremony is just an initiation to marriage itself. It's an initiation. It's not the marriage per se. So you must be ready for this whole game called marriage. So I actually wrote that book, The Night After Wedding, Preparing Women for Marriage, actually teaching and coaching them, let them understand what marriage is all about. They should be ready and have the mindset to go in. Nobody forces them. They don't take wrong decisions. Because the point that you say yes is a very critical stage in a woman's life. Like recently, I wrote a quote about women.
Harriet, Woo! So, you are listening to my guest. She is in Milan, Italy. She lives there currently. And I happened to meet this woman on LinkedIn. When I saw her profile, I was wowed. And this is the reason why. You are listening to my guest. Her first name is Harriet.
Yes.
And say your last name. Say your last name, please. I don't want to butcher it. It's beautiful. Say your last name, love.
Thank you.
So I'm super excited because 1, she said yes to being interviewed. 2, she is part of the Telesum. You will hear more of Harriet, her organization, exactly how she gets to be where she is, leading young women, teaching them, coaching them, being a ma to them, I'm quite sure in some ways. instructing them and how to grow them up in the way that they should go.
Yes.
This is a speaker who will be here on Saturday. I need you all to come back. You all saw last night. Today I am giving you a treat of showing you this wonderful woman who is passionate about what it is that she does. You can hear it. If you're missing her passion, I don't know where you are. Just a few sentences in this introduction. If you don't know that she's passionate, she will be here Friday. But Harriet, tell us, what are some of the struggles? Now, wait, don't give up the secret sauce. Don't you do it, because they got to come back to hear you. What are some of the struggles, the real struggles that you see in trying to make that, just as you said, that mindset shift to happen in young women?
Yeah, come again.
What are some of the struggles? Just give some of the struggles that you see with that mindset shift that has to take place in a young lady. What are some of the struggles that you have to fight through in order to reach her mind?
Okay. I like young girls. Young girls are actually really carried away by a lot of things they see and all that, those fancy, beautiful things they see and all that. So we have a lot of problems with them, make them face reality that the things you see right now might be very attractive right now, but in 2 or 3 years' time, the same thing might give you a lot of headache. So as a young girl, you are in a particular phase right now. That you're not married is not a disadvantage. There's nothing wrong with you. You're very, very okay. But it's just a necessary phase that will lead you to the other stage of your life. It's a necessary stage you must pass through. But I tell all young girls, this is the most delicate stage of your life, because any decision you make today can have an impact on what you get later. This stage you have right now as a single, it can make and mar you. It can make and mar you. So you have to be very careful in taking decisions about your life, your attitude, your actions, and even choosing a life partner. You must be able to choose wisely. You must be very careful. I tell you, young girls, what you see now might be very beautiful, might be very fancy, but it might give you a lot of headache later. So you have to be extremely careful. Ask for counsel or guidelines. Go with women that have gone through these things before. Advanced women, educated women who have they've seen life, elderly women that could tell you what they passed through. They will advise you of some of the mistakes they've also made, so you will not make that same mistake. So it's very necessary that they have knowledge of the whole thing, the entire process, getting married, going to school, and every other thing. You know, we all want to go to school anyway. If you want to get a first class in school, what do? You burn your candles, you read. You ignore all the pleasures of life because you know what you want. So also is marriage itself. If you want to get best in marriage, you have to work hard for it. You have to work hard for it. You have to acquire knowledge. It is very important, because I discovered the Bible said, my people are perished for lack of knowledge. You don't know it, for crying aloud. What you don't know, you don't know. So the first thing you need to do is to seek for knowledge. What is marriage all about? You seek for knowledge and get all the knowledge you need to know. Your attitude problem, if you have an attitude problem, the best time you have to dump it in the dustbin is now. Do you get angry easily? You are very cocky and proud. The best time to drop those things in the dustbin is right when you are single. Work on yourself. It's very important, because if you get married with this kind of, you are proud, you are cocky, you are saucy, my dear, it's capable of destroying your marriage within the twinkle of an eye. So we have a lot of work to do on these young girls. You need to see them, then you need to counsel them, let them see the reality of life. That what you're seeing right now might be very fancy, might be very beautiful. They have all the things intact. They're so beautiful right now. But when reality sets in, I tell you, reality sets in. This beauty you see right now, everything will go away. Like I wrote a quote and I told young girls, I said, look, the beauty of a woman does not sustain her husband's love for her over time. No, it does not, because this beauty will fade away. What sustains your husband's love for you over time? It is the value that you bring into the system.
Yay!
It's the value you bring to the system and the people around him. So there are a lot of things you need to know as a young girl before getting married or before planning your life. So it's very necessary. There are a lot of things they need to know. Attitude problems, character problems, and every other thing, saucy proud. There are things you need to know as a woman before you say, I do. And you have to be very careful in the point of choosing your husband.
Harriet, I see and know that you are a key. You are a key.
Thank you.
Because our young girls, whether or not they're in Milan, Italy, such as yourself, or whether they're here in Philadelphia, where I live, or anywhere in this world, it is a key for young girls to understand who they are, whose they are, love themselves first, get to know them, date yourself first, everything that you're saying. And I believe that it will have great effect when ending domestic violence.
Yes.
I don't want to give any more because you guys, when you come back, I need you all to come back. I need you all to hear this woman. I need you to understand that she holds the key. She has a story. She has a passion. And I know, and I'm just meeting her for the first time. She means what she says, and she says what she means.
Yeah, sure.
And I know that gets, and that's affected to the women, the young girls that, who you touch and who you mother and who you, take care of. You are a key. Amen. So this is the question that I want to ask you before we end our chit chat, because people have to come back to see you and they have to hear you for themselves, because there's so much more to this. You all, the audience, I need you to understand there's so much more to this. But this is the question that I asked everybody when I interview on my podcast. Is this: we've all been through pain, heartache, turmoil. We've had some level of trauma that's happened in our lives. Can you talk about what was the one thing you held on to from the beginning of your trial, whenever it started in your life, when you realized that it was a trial or trauma in your life, until right now? What was the one thing that you yet still hold on to and will never let go, getting you through your journey, and to teach the women, the young women that you counsel?
I've always seen challenges as a springboard to success. That is my one key. Challenges are not there to pull you down. Challenges are springboard to success. You don't relax when challenges comes. You fight. So I've always had this mindset that whatever I do in life, I always see myself like I'm going to be up there someday. No matter what I'm going through right now, I've always seen, I've been seen, I feel I am destined to be among the crowd. I must be distinguished. I've always seen challenges as a springboard to success, as not to weigh me down or whatever. No, I've always had this pull, this fight to get to my destination right from day one. Even when I was in a home, when we were all growing up as children, I was the first graduate in my house. I graduated before my elder sister because I actually wanted to live a life that I don't depend on anyone. Even when we were growing up, I hardly asked for something because I believe I have my hands and I believe I can fight and get whatever I want to get. I don't need a man. I don't need to sleep with you to get what I want. No. God has also given me the gift, given me hands, given me head, and I have a brain, I have the knowledge to fight as a woman to become who I want to be by God's grace, God helping me. So that pull, that spirit, that's that thing I see inside me that I have to get there, no matter what it takes me, has been pulling me and helping me by the grace of God. But in spite of everything, there's somebody that is above all our challenges, and that has been God. He has been seeing me through. I don't do anything outside him. No matter how pretty you are, no matter how beautiful you are, that you are alive today, there's someone that's actually keeping you. So you don't forget it. There's a source. There's a place that you came from. You don't forget it. No matter how pretty or how intelligent you are, there is a source that is guiding your path. And I don't ever forget it. No matter the challenges I'm going through, my knees, when you kneel before God, you can stand before any man, no matter who he is. So I have that spirit, and I have that pull, and I have to push and fight. And there's somebody that's up there watching over me.
Oh my, oh. I'm over here having church in the background. They don't see me. They were looking at you, but they don't see me. And I'm hands raised, and I'm, ooh. So I want to thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
I cannot wait to hear you. I need you to know that this is the keynote speaker on Saturday. And you hear her fire, you hear her passion. Harriet lives it, walks it, breathes it. What she stands for, she doesn't stand one way one day and then change up to be another day. That's not Harriet. That's not her. And so what you see and what you hear is what you get. She is authentic, she is true, she is honest. And she is in position to be able to help so many young women understand self-worth. We had men on last night, and we talked about the self-worth.
Okay.
And yet again today, we're talking about self-worth. When she comes back, you all better have your seats buckled. You better be ready, because she's coming with fire.
Of course, sure.
Harriet, you are fire, and I love it. I love it. So how can we reach you, and where can we find your books? She'll be able, if you don't catch it right now, she'll be able to bring that back again at the end of the week during the telesummit. But how can we reach you? Where can we get your products? Where can we find you on social media?
Okay, on the Facebook, I'm Harriet Jire. Once you Harriet Jire, you can get me on Facebook with Harriet Jire. Send me a request. Then on Facebook, I have a website on www.raisingdaughtersfoundation.org. You can also find me. Then on LinkedIn, Harriet Jire. You can also find me on LinkedIn on Harriet Jire. Instagram, Harriet Jire as well.
Okay, so there's no excuse, y'all. There's no excuse. You want to get connected with this woman who's on fire for saving the lives of young women by giving them truth, by giving them hope, by giving them love. If you want to reach her, she's on all social media platforms.
Sure.
I will make sure that, all of her information will go into today's comments. But this is what I need you all to do. I need you to register for this telesummit. I need you to go to bit.ly/close-the-gap-2019. This woman who is going to set the tone before the panel discussion, she's going to set it on fire. We've only been here for a couple of minutes and I'm dancing around the room, okay? I am so super excited. I thank you for your yes, Harriet. I cannot wait to hear what it is that you're going to bring and set some people straight and have people to understand how important it is, our young folks, our young girls, so that they can understand what to look for in their mate and what marriage is all about. Oh, I'm so super excited. I'm so excited. Thank you for your yes.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything else that you would like to say before you leave?
Oh, okay. Let me just talk to the young girls. Marriage is a beautiful thing. I advise every young girl that's ready to go in. Going is beautiful. But then marriage is like a bank account. It's what you deposit. You are allowed to withdraw.
Ooh.
That's all.
Oh, come back. You all got to come back. My goodness. That's got to be a hashtag. That's going down. Say that one more time. I love it.
Marriage is just like a bank account. It's what you deposit, you are allowed to withdraw. So if you don't give, you don't take. Yes, it's a give and take.
And it is.
Sure.
It is. No, I'm going to save that for later. We're going to have such a good time. Harriet, thank you
All
so
right, then.
much.
Thank you so much.
All right, then. Take care. This is Strategic Exodus Podcast. My guest today is Harriet Jire.
With Jigba.
I don't want to mess it up. And so this Saturday, she is the keynote speaker. If you hear her fire today, can you imagine what she's going to bring? I am so super excited. So I will see everybody then. Thank you so very much. All right, then. Take care.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Bye.